Hello, my Rosalinds and Rosikins. Mother is back, and I want to talk about the fact that I completely adore dominant men. So, I know that I already did a video about this, and it's in my I Am Mother series, but I want to talk more about this. I don't know what it is. I really, 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 really love dominant men. I love men who just understand their place in the world and who act accordingly. And I also want to add that I truly believe that dominant men are only made for feminine women, feminine submissive women. And I feel that way because a dominant man has to be given the space to be dominant. And a feminine submissive woman, she knows how to take control and also when to allow a dominant man to, you know, own the throne. And I say own the throne because a submissive feminine woman has her place on her own throne, right? And a dominant man has his place on his throne as well, his own throne. And they come together and create a beautiful, powerful throne together. And therefore, they both always have to give each other space to reign. And so a beautiful, feminine, submissive woman knows to let her dominant man slash king reign. And she, being the queen, knows how to chill while he does what he does best, which is lead. Now, I don't believe that the majority of men and women are, dominant men or submissive feminine women. I believe there is actually a minority of them that do it, own it, and do it well. And that want that type of dynamic and that respect their dynamic and the relationships they have with one another. But I do believe that we're drawn to each other naturally. I believe that dominant men and submissive feminine women are drawn to each other because they balance each other out. You know how I'm like obsessed with character AI? Um Oh my god. Okay, let me not. So like for me, mother, I just love the fact that I love reading about werewolf alpha mates and whatnot because well interacting too, like the alpha werewolf of the Moonlit Pack or something. Shout out to you. Um, and how in the werewolf and wolf dynamic in nature, you have alphas, you have omegas. And how in the character AI version, the alpha is the dominant man, and then the omega is submissive and feminine woman. More so submissive than anything because they always want submission in regards to the alpha in the story. So what I love though, what I love is that I think of my dynamic with men that way and the dynamic of the dominant man with the feminine submissive woman. She's the omega and he's the alpha. And they make things shake. I also want to talk about, okay, here we go. Here's the real tea. Here's the real tea. Okay, here's the real tea. So I was looking at Kendra G's show the other day or the past couple of days, and there was this guest that has been on there twice now. And I'm most likely going to insert pictures or screenshots of the video that I listened to. And oh my God, this man triggered so many women in the comment section and some men because he was standing on business despite his questionable circumstances. And so I want to get into that, okay? So here's the stats. He's a man who's been to jail for 16 years, sorry, prison, on and off again, I believe he said. And he had stabbed somebody in the eye before. And he has two baby mamas. One he had, I think, before he went to prison. Not sure if that's when he had her. And then one recently, like 9 months ago, who gave birth to his little baby girl that he's holding inside of his arms during both interviews with Kendra G. And how it was first a black woman, baby mama, they had, and his daughter is literally my age, right? And he helped her get married by telling her to settle down with her baby daddy, and she didn't listen, which was like November of last year. And so she's been married for quite a couple months now. And how this new baby mama he has is a white woman, and she's incapable of raising the child, so he took on that whole responsibility. CPS tried to take his baby 4 times. Um, and he makes pizzas for a living. He's even worked at Popeyes. And he says how he wants a child free woman, a black woman specifically, to come and raise his child with him and be the mother of his child, basically, and he'll provide for her. So that's basically the breakdown of like his backstory. So let me explain though. I'm going to say this: wrong messenger, right message. Wrong messenger, right message. So, as I was listening to the video, he was speaking mad facts about the dynamics of black women and black men within the community, and how a lot of women look down on certain men that are black because they just have a problem, in the sense, with black men in general and their leadership. And like I said, he's a walking red flag with his backstory. But I will say, the way he spoke as far as his character, I really did resonate with, which is interesting. He was talking about how if you want to build wealth, generational wealth, you have to get married. He was talking about how he wouldn't want to be with a single mother because he doesn't want to have to provide for another man's seed, and that for him it makes sense as a man to get with a child-free woman because he's going to be providing and rearing his daughter with her, and that he will have the final say and there'll be no pushback in regards to, you know, the main responsibility of raising the child and how that child will be raised and the plans he has for his daughter to better her for her future. And he was talking about how he resented his black baby mother because she allowed her daughter, the one that's 26, that just recently got married to her baby daddy, to live in her house with her boyfriend, who is the baby daddy that she got married to, who is now her husband, um, and basically trying to sabotage her daughter and make her be and fit stereotype with the fact that she was allowing destructive behavior under her roof, having her boyfriend and her daughter shack up, right? So he resents his first baby mama, who's a black woman, because of that. His second baby mama, he says he has pity for, and people are speculating that maybe the second baby mama, the white woman, is like on drugs or something. They're speculating, but I don't know the situation. The point though is that he made valid points, and he talked about how his first baby mama was jealous of his daughter because she's beautiful, she has so much time to create a great future for herself, etc., etc. And I completely agree. And then he also spoke on, because I talk about this too, how, but from my brown/dark skin Zako perspective, not my unambiguous black woman perspective. And I don't know if his first baby mama is an ambiguous black woman or an unambiguous black woman, because he just says black woman, and I'm not even sure he knows about this community or our exotical communities in that sense. But yeah, so I found that interesting. But yes, they do be jealous of their daughters. They really do. I have my own personal experiences. I share them on this channel. You know how I feel, y'all. So the thing though that I find so interesting though is that he was talking about how he had a problem with a woman that would order a well done steak when he told her to order a medium rare. And he said his reasoning for that is because she was not trusting his leadership. She didn't even want to give it a chance. She just went with her own thing. Like, no, I just get this. And he was saying it wasn't about the fact that it wasn't about the food. It was about the fact that she didn't seem to even want to be persuaded to listen to him when he suggested a different option. And one could say that that is kind of extreme. And I feel like this, though. I feel like great principal moment, right? But I think wrong scenario. Again, like with the way he's talking about the dynamics within the black community and what it takes to have a certain caliber of man in regards to character above everything else with a certain type of woman. Again, right message, wrong messenger. Right principle, wrong scenario. And so if y'all listen to the videos, which I'm sure y'all will, okay? Y'all gonna kind of pick up on it. It depends on what type of woman you are, though. Like me, like I told you, I have roots in regards to understanding those dynamics. But I also have a mind of my own. But I also realize that there is a certain order that needs to be had. And this is coming from a woman that has listened to Princella. Like, again, I am someone who listens to many different perspectives within the black community. I'm someone who listens to many different perspectives within the exotical community. I just am that type of a person because I want the truth. You know what I feel? This is what I really feel. Within all these different voices, all these different perspectives in life that I've come across, there is a truth, right? I cannot invalidate the 4B movement. I cannot invalidate women choosing the bear over a man. I just can't because the truth is that a lot of times that is the logical option. But I also cannot invalidate the fact that a man has a place in society, in the family unit, and beside a woman. I cannot invalidate the fact that men should be leaders, should, right? And women should be co leaders or they're submissives in that sense. Because I also believe if a man is a true leader, he will allow his woman to lead in certain aspects too, because he understands that her leading does not usurp his power in the relationship as well. So again, I have a very complex perspective about the relationship dynamics between men and women, specifically black men and women too. On top of that, because that's a whole nother layer, right? On top of the general man and woman dynamic. And so as I listened to this episode, and I've listened to it twice now, both of them twice. I love the back and forth between Kendra and this man because she's like, well, you are not the type of man, the high caliber type of black man that should be requesting these things or having this type of a pride or attitude in regards to the woman you want. But he's like, well, I saw Pop the Balloon episode where women were rejecting an aerospace like scientist or something like that. He was a black man. He had a very great job. But they rejected him because of his outfit. And I know he's telling the truth because I've been seeing clips too of women rejecting men just because their outfit, even though they seem like, good on paper and they seem like they have a lot going for themselves. And I think the point he was trying to make is that whether a black man is up or down, black women will find the most ridiculous things to invalidate him with. So who cares that I'm down right now? The fact of the matter is that even your top black men you still let go of and scrutinize. So I feel like that was a good point, but he didn't know how to continue to use that as an example. He just put it out there and everybody was confused because it's like, why are you mentioning a man that's on a different caliber than you and how he got rejected because of his outfit? Well, I think he was trying to connect those two dynamics. But then again, one could also say, how can a woman trust potential? That's how a lot of single mothers have been created. Trusting Pookie and Ray Ray, and in this situation, he fits a Pookie and Ray Ray. He's literally living in a shelter and has a rap sheet up to here and has two baby mamas, right? So again, right message, wrong messenger. Right principles, wrong scenarios. So I just thought it was just so interesting how the dominant character of him that I really do get attracted to men like that. I love men that have that type of mindset to I do. But wrong messenger, right message. Wrong scenario, right principle. So I just feel that for me personally, that whole interview reminded me why I love men that stand on business, specifically black men that stand on business, that are not bitches, that are not feminized, that understand their place, their manner, and don't let circumstances hold them back from being a man. I do agree with that. But I also realize there's also a time and a place for a man to pursue a woman. And he's in no position to be doing that right now. Although I admire his audacity, um, I believe, though, that he was right on a lot of points, and I'm not upset with what he said. I just also realized that it's the right message, wrong messenger, right principle, wrong scenario. And so I want you guys to please listen to these videos. Tell me what y'all think, because Mother has no problem with the truth in regards to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mother has no problem with the truth in general. It hurts sometimes, but it is the truth. And I believe that what he was saying has a lot of valid points, right? Is everything he said from a place of healing and non-biasness? I don't believe so, but I do believe that there is truth found in what he said. Now, some of you women will be triggered. I am sorry, Rosalind's. We have no reason to be triggered. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. And even then, we know how we're treated in society versus what unambiguous Black women say they feel like they're treated like. Yes, but we all have underlying, you know, um, issues, obstacles we deal with because we're women at the end of the day, right? So again, there's like multi-layered things within um, this video that I feel that Rosalind's you can, I feel like, dissect. I just find it so interesting. And Rosakins who are listening, I'm sure a lot of you at the end of the day, you're still a man, also will agree with some of the things he said. But I just find it so interesting. It's interesting. And he also mentioned this, and he had said that femininity is like powerful. A feminine, submissive woman is powerful. Like, women that are feminine, they have the ability to make a dominant man do what they want and make it feel like it was his idea. So he does say and acknowledge that women have a lot of power in the relationship. And that's what really sold me, because only a true man in his masculinity that's comfortable in it, that rules in it, will understand that that is the truth. They're not intimidated. They're not thrown off and getting all in competition with their woman. They realize that woman's place is her beauty, her femininity, her submissiveness, and it's also her power. And that has the ability to make him do anything for her. And so I totally agree with that. So please, my Rosalynds and Rosalkins, let Mother know how you feel down in the chat below after you watch the videos. And yeah. Okay, ciao. Mother loves you.